That's freaky.
You're going to be seeing a lot of people. There's going to be more lawsuits coming. There's a lot of lawsuits already happening. He's definitely like, I just wish someone would like go in and just like shake everyone and just get it together. Like, hey, we're going to get you an apartment in WeHo. You're going to not be in hotels anymore.
Yeah.
No more drinking. I'm taking the whippets
No furniture
away.
you can tear up. We're going to get like German Shepherd proof furniture.
You're going to have a morning routine. I want him to have like, you know, do a to-do list. Like, I want someone to come and like organize his life like that. Right now, it's just operating in pure chaos.
But
it's like, is it going to be me? No.
I like what you're alluding to there, but then tell me, where does it cross the line to handler? Because you just described a celebrity handler.
Well, whoever's handling him isn't doing a good job then. That's why I don't think Bianca's a handler, because I think Bianca truly wants organization and structure. I think she wants him to get shit together. She wants babies and stuff. Someone needs to be actually handling him. And from what I've witnessed, he's in control of him. It's all his decisions.
Yeah, I mean, he's always...
No one can tell him nothing. It's in the music.
His brand is chaos, yeah.
And that's what, like, I'm attracted to that.
Yeah, you like
that? It's hard to, like, look away from, you know what I mean? It's like, it's such a dumpster fire.
Do you think this behavior is, like, it's going to live on? You know, it's going to kind of, like, create his reputation, or this newfound reputation. Kim had an interesting quote where she said, like, the porn tape...
Oh, she said, like, she was crying back on the Kardashians Hulu show, and she was saying how she's upset that Ye's always bringing up her sex tape. And she's like, thanks for reminding everyone. And she said, one day his shenanigans are going to be more damaging to the children than my sex tape ever was.
All of his shenanigans is going to be far more damaging to the kids one day than my tape will ever be.
And now I'm starting to be like, shit, do we owe Kim Kardashian an apology? Because it kind of is feeling like she has kind of protected the kids from a lot. People were always blaming Kim for leaking things to the press and trying to get clout off of his name. But I think that the Kardashians know a lot more about this man than they're telling us.
They probably could make him look way worse than they wanted to.
I actually think the media could probably be harder on him if they wanted to be.
Well, I want to shift gears and ask you, do you think Kanye is even Kanye? Like, do you think he could be a clone? Because during the Free Britney movement, there were some people who thought that maybe Britney was cloned. She looked different. Her teeth had a little bit of a gap. There are certain like qualities, behavior that just didn't really line up. And, you know, I think we could admittedly, you know, we can all acknowledge that Kanye has changed a lot in the last like 4-6 years.
Kanye West might have been cloned. This tweet went viral of Kanye, and he looks completely different than how he used to, and people are saying that he could have been cloned. Not only that though, it got even scarier when Kanye said this to fans just a couple months back.
We ain't going nowhere, baby. If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying?
He literally said in this freestyle, just watch how they're gonna clone me.
That God is the only, the real, not the phony. The phony will come.
Any take on that?
I think he gained weight.
Yeah, like all of us do. You know,
I think I can understand why people feel like that, because he seems so different. If you look at the old Kanye, and it's in the music where he's like, I miss the old Kanye. It's almost like Ye is not Kanye West. It's like once he dropped his old name and he deaded that name and he became Ye, it feels like a very new person. I did interview a doctor recently that used to work at Pfizer that has 3 PhDs, and she went to school for cloning, and she said you can clone humans, and she explained like the bioprint process, but she said it's reserved for the very wealthy. Everyone at Yeezy tells me no, he's not a clone. He's just really fallen. He's just like in a bad place.
Yeah, I mean, he's also getting older.
A lot of conspiracy theorists online do believe he's a clone, but yeah, he's gotten older. He's gained a little bit of weight, and he's been through a traumatic, the Adidas thing really took a number on him. I think the divorce.
Everyone has mental illness. I think it's important to acknowledge that Kanye has mental illness, and we're watching someone who's experiencing that like in a public space. And we've seen him go through so many changes, even his like fall from godliness. And I want to kind of focus on that because I am a big like Illuminati type of like conspiracy theorist. And like, you know, I mean, I've talked to some people though that have been in the music industry. Like there's one girl, every time I bring her up, because she's a good friend, she watches all my channel, my videos, but she says like, you brought me up in this video, because I won't say her name, but she's in the music industry and she's pretty notable. Like she's been on big tours, and she told me it's absolutely real that she's watched Doja Cat go through it. I think there's some truth to the evilness in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I think that's what pushed Kanye to Christianity, and then now has kind of brought him out of it. So let's talk about his Christian phase. Like thoughts on like him and his Christian clout era.
A lot of people say it's clout, but honestly, from my experience and everyone I've talked to, he was very, very much actually believing that he was being guided by the Holy Spirit. He was making all his employees do Bible studies. Anyone that met him during that time would go to church with him in the valley. They were going to Bible studies on random days. He was constantly talking about God. Like I said, he hired a Christian coordinator to be on set just to make sure the music was Christian. So I do believe that he felt that, even though people think he was grifting for money and the church was all a hoax, I don't believe that. I truly believe Ye meant that. I really think he thought at that moment he was saved by Jesus. Because the problem with what's going on right now with the religious thing, and people are not understanding why there's so much backlash, but it's when you have such a big influence and you've led that many people to faith, you kind of have to, you have to kind of recognize your influence, because now he's going to lead people away from it and into the satanic stuff. So they say in the Bible, like, God punishes those that had such a big, I don't know the exact verse, but if you're kind of just like agnostic, you're not going to experience such like high up. I feel like right now we're experiencing, like, he was like at this like peak. God was giving him like all this money, and now he's being drained financially because I think religion was actually really good for him. And a lot of people at Yeezy said he was the most focused during his Sunday service era because he had to be on every Sunday. He had something to look forward to. It kind of provided him some structure. Yeah. So I do think that, and they said he was just a lot easier to work with during Sunday service times.
And now, was that during the marriage with Kim?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so that was like his Christian time, and he was producing music, putting out all those albums, doing pretty well. And I remember seeing the Sunday services. They looked cool.
It was really, really great.
Yeah. Did you ever go to one? Mm-hmm. You did? How did you get one?
I don't know. We got tickets for free. And then when I got there, this guy handed me a wristband, and I was in the front row, 4 rows in front of the Kardashians.
Oh my gosh. So it's like a ticket. It was like a ticket thing.
Yeah. It was at the Forum, the one I went to. It was amazing.
And that's like a venue?
Yeah. It was so great.
The Kiev Forum?
Yeah.
Place? Oh, okay. I know what that is.
He was awesome. They had all these beautiful flowers. Like, it was, he had such a great team back then. I just think now that he's not with the Kardashians and he's not with Adidas, he's having a really hard time with this business because he has a lot of people running in the positions that they're not qualified for.
He doesn't have that Christianer touch where she knows how to really put together
Their
operations.
Their team is so tight. Yeah. They need that operations.
Exactly. So you think the like Christian era was kind of like authentic and it was real, and then like what? Like,
he's into satanic shit now. Like it's all of his friends are. Even I did a podcast with one of his friends recently, and he was saying how he thinks Ye's under a sex spell. And I did hear a rumor that he's supporting Diddy. That's kind of weird. That's weird. He was the one that called Diddy a fad, and now I've been hearing I just wonder, does Diddy have something on Ye, or is he just doing that thing he does where he wants to talk to all the canceled people? Yeah. Because Ye likes to collect canceled people. That's one of the things. There's a guy on his team right now that designed the merch that's an alleged pedophile that's on Ye's team. He's a designer. And it's just he likes to collect all these
problematic people. He likes the problematicness.
That's why it's like
cool.
I feel like I need to be more problematic.
Yeah.
If I ever wanted to like be a handler, I'd have to be like off the wall.
So I don't understand the shift of him going from Christian to satanic. Like, was it like, do you think it's like a post-divorce thing, like an Adidas thing? Like, we saw the anti-Semitism. I think it was like before that. Like, when did he really fall into this darkness? And I guess like I started embracing it because I went to Donda 2, I think. It was in Miami. And that felt evil as hell. Like,
it did?
Yeah, I mean, just also the speakers blew. It was a shit show. And then they like
really?
burnt the house down.
Some people do think that was the beginning of it.
When they were like,
and
Donda,
there's some lyrics.
Donda. It felt like a evil,
like a chant.
Yeah, a chant.
I didn't get to go to that show, but a lot of people do feel like that was the beginning of it. They almost feel like the burning of the house is symbolism for him to like get Kanye, like
old Kanye.
Yeah, to get rid of him, and then it's like if you look, there's a lot of videos that talk about like this evolution of the artist, and that was like him like killing off Kanye West, and then he's like going back into society as just Ye, and then he's just like barefoot in Italy walking around with his wife.
Yeah.
But it's almost like he really still wants to be so much part of the industry, even though he's kind of always preaching against it. He did just insert himself in that beef with Diddy.
Yeah.
Or with Drake and Kendrick. Like, he just did a diss track. He wants to be part of the conversation.
Well, he wants to be relevant. I think it's so hard for him to imagine himself not being
He likes
relevant.
being in the spotlight.
And I think like being with Kim really got him the spotlight, and maybe he like liked it, but then got overwhelmed. I don't.
But
really
I think
know.
he had the spotlight before her, and he brought her in, and then together they were. Yeah, everyone says he got her in.
And now he's like falling out.
I don't get what it's just dark. He's in a dark era. Everyone's telling me he's into some really twisted shit right now, and it's not. It's poisoning his mind. So I asked the question, is he poisoning his own mind, or is somebody poisoning his mind? Like, was he speaking too many truths back during the Adidas fallout? That remember the Harley Pasternak stuff?
Yeah. Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.